Hey guys, this is day 22, I believe, of the 30-day self-transformation challenge. So today was pretty good. So I woke up around the same time as usual. I actually woke up earlier, about 4 o'clock, and I had a bit of trouble going back to sleep, but eventually I did. It's just one of those things where you're kind of in between wakefulness and sleepiness, and it's like you can't really consciously tell whether or not you were awake or you were asleep during that moment of time when you were trying to get to sleep. But the melatonin worked great. It really just kind of slows you down. Like I was trying to get ready for bed. I just had a couple more things to do, and I just noticed myself get like less and less able to do those things with melatonin. But yeah, I had the melatonin along with the magnesium and the ashwagandha, which honestly reminded me of Rice Krispie treats, or like the Rice Krispie cereal. So it wasn't actually too bad. I think it's just my perception of how it tastes. I'm a little bit hesitant. But yeah, so I ended up waking up, and then I had a cold shower. And I'll tell you guys later that I'm thinking about improving the cold shower thing, and actually doing more of the cold shower in the morning rather than just hopping in and hopping out, because I think I found a benefit. So yeah, this morning I had the smoothie. I actually made it 4th of July style with apple pie. I made a apple pie crust in the microwave along with applesauce inside as the filling, and then I sliced up a fresh gala apple and I put cinnamon on top of it. And so I had that and I kind of mixed it around my smoothie, and very sweet. The smoothie, that the base of the smoothie was very interesting. I can't really remember. It's got to have bananas, I believe, in it. More than likely, I think there's canned fruit also in there. But yeah, the it was very just sweet. When it's sweet like that, you get that boost of energy right away. But I ended up also moving on, and I took my vitamins. I'm thinking about adding some more vitamins specifically to target men's health, like specifically because I'm a guy. I have certain things that women don't have that I have to take care of. You guys know on the no fap journey what I'm talking about. So I actually still went on a walk, even though it was July 4th. I didn't want to do my usual routine, which would have been I wake up, I lay in bed for 30 minutes, and then I have a big breakfast, and then I sit on the couch for about an hour and a half, and then I start to get ready, and then I do nothing. A lot of times for 4th of July, I didn't really do anything, to be honest. We'd go see the fireworks show in San Marcos, but for most of the day, it was very sedentary, and that's honestly like my whole life has been like that, where it's just a sedentary lifestyle. I sit down, I watch TV for 5 hours, 6 hours when I was a kid, and then I'd play video games on the computer. I basically just had a PC and a Nintendo DS for the most part, and I'd spend hours just playing a Nintendo DS game, Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo DS, or I'd play the movies. I played SimCity 4, and I'd play that. I was addicted. I honestly was addicted. First thing I did when I woke up in the morning, I hopped on the computer, I popped in SimCity 4, and I did that for hours, the whole day basically. And I would literally have my breakfast, my lunch, and probably my dinner, and whatever snack. I would just literally sit in this chair right here, guys, and this is my computer that I used. I had E machines from like O2 XP, and this actually still has XP on it. But yeah, that's what I did for most of the day, and it's no wonder that I was unhealthy and I was thinking so negative because I wasn't active. I probably put on a lot of pounds, and I wasn't eating healthy. So it's like, and I don't think I was sleeping too well either. My routine in the morning was like I wake up, maybe I'll brush my teeth, um, but the diet I had was, dang, dude, it was just like eggs, sausage, and refined white rice, which is like, I mean, there's no vegetables, there's no fruit in there. It, it was just garbage, man. But yeah, so the fruit smoothies have me getting a lot of energy, and I went on a walk. I went down Hutchison. Today was a little bit overcast, not really any heavy dew. But the sun did come out as I was going back home, and it was great because the sun just gives you so much energy. It wakes you up, and it's just beautiful, to be out in nature, even see the cars too. But I was thinking about going on Weston Circle, but it was an apartment, meaning that there was a gate, so I couldn't go, walk around. But I instead went up East Bobier, and I went on Anza, and then I took East Vista way back. But I was trying to practice my form and posture, the confident kind of self-confident mentality whenever I pass by somebody, specifically with women. That way I could become more comfortable around them. And what I mean, confident posture, I mean, standing up straight, making sure, kind of your shoulder areas, you know, uh, it's a, kind of like erect posture, I would say, not like slumping over. What I used to do is, I don't know, I felt so nervous around women, and I would kind of dart my eyes around, and I feel kind of like just like anxious energy. But now it's like I'm trying to calm myself down, keep my head clear, have that upright posture, and just not think anything. Just calm down, and then um, be able to open myself, because that's a sign of self-confidence, is being able to open yourself to the world, because that's exposing yourself to potential danger, right? When you're fearful, you want to protect yourself, and you want to close yourself up, and that's the type of body language you see. But if you're confident and you're not afraid to open yourself, then people see that, and they notice that you have that energy. And so that's an important part of the mind body connection, because if you have that posture, your body's like, oh man, he's confident, he's not worried about anything. And so you become less worried about your surroundings, and that social anxiety starts to go down because you take control of the situation. And so that's what I was trying to do. Whenever I pass by somebody walking, I try to do say good morning too, and that's trying to get out my comfort zone. Not thinking, oh, should I say good morning? Should I say something? And then you just get caught up in your head, and you never say anything, and you kind of beat yourself up later on, like, I should do a better job with talking with other people on the bus or in public. So yeah, I did that, and it was a great walk. I did about maybe 2 hours, and I was doing research on specifically men's health topics, trying to know about specific vitamins and foods that really support men's health, um, in the certain areas that men have difference than a women's health. And so, I learned about fermented foods and probiotics, and I have eaten sauerkraut from time to time, but it's not something that I do consistently. So I might look into, sauerkraut, pickles, maybe kimchi, just having that on a consistent basis. And that's with anything on this journey, is that I've learned that consistency is key, and that you have to stay determined and disciplined. Because, for example, I could go to the gym once, and I'd be like, I went to the gym, awesome. But if I only go once, I'm not going to see those consistent gains. Just like if I take a cold shower once, I'm not going to get used to that water. And so if I do it consistently, then I'll get used to the cold water. I won't, jump out of the shower and like, I got to get out of here, I can't breathe, or even taking a walk in the morning, right? I've taken that walk, to Vista High School a handful of times, maybe even less than that. But because I'm doing it every day, I'm building the muscles in my legs, and I feel like I can get to the Vista High School area a lot quicker because I've built those muscles up. And that's happened over the last 3 weeks. Same with vitamins. Those vitamins, honestly, they're not the most tastiest thing in the world. But if you take them on a consistent basis, they kind of grow on you. And you take them every single morning, and you build that like routine in the schedule. It's like waking up at 5:30. It's like using the essential oils. I mean, I used it at nighttime before, eucalyptus oil, which is pretty intense, honestly, compared with lavender and orange oil, this kind of citrus oil. But I've been trying to do it every single day, and you see those gains, and you get more confident, and then you gain control of your stress, your anxiety, and just all these kind of negative things that happen. You gain that control, and I've been noticing that effect, the compound effect, like Jay Today said. If you guys haven't seen his channel, check out Jay Today. Jay Today, and he does like no fat videos, and he talked about the compound effect, where if you do something every single day, it starts to build and it builds on itself, and then you see those results. And that's like the coolest thing ever, is it builds your sense of self-confidence and self-mastery. Like, oh, I can do this, I can accomplish anything I set my mind to, because I'm being consistent every single day. And you can apply that to other parts of your life, whether that be, trying to build something, trying to read books, trying to watch movies, being like, this is my goal. Like, for example, I had a goal about watching Oscar films, and I built a list of the Oscar films that came out within the last maybe like 5-10 years, and I started watching it. And I started watching a lot. I watched Lady Bird, I watched Moonlight, I watched Hacksaw Ridge, I watched Moondance Kingdom, Moonrise Kingdom, I think that was the name of it, by Wes Anderson. I watched, I believe it was Fantastic Mr. Fox was also on the Oscar list. I watched, let's see, I watched Ex Machina or something, and then I watched, so the list kind of goes on. But now, I'm trying to stay away from those mainstream movies, but that was a goal that I had, because I thought that Oscar films, represented the best quality of films out there, right? Because they won awards. You think, oh, if it won an award, it must be a great film. Some of them were actually really good. I'll have to be honest. The idea is to build consistency, guys. Every single day, you work towards a goal that you set, and eventually you see the results. And once you see the results, then you're like, I can accomplish a different goal, and then you keep at it, guys. Learn from the kind of path that I went down, where I was like, okay, I'm done with no fap. I did the no junk food challenge. I guess I'm done, right? I didn't try cold showers. I didn't do vitamins, except for like one time I bought off Amazon. I did teas sporadically, but I wasn't consistent about it, and that's why I didn't see the results that I wanted to see necessarily, like developing a stronger mind and body, because I wasn't going to the gym consistently. I wasn't necessarily building myself. I was building a lot of external stuff, like, oh, I was saving up money because I found a job, or I was earning credits so I could work towards my degree, or I was helping out the community, but I wasn't necessarily building myself consistently in those moments. So what I saw today, was the result of, the gym. I saw the results of, how far I walked, and then I went to, the microcosmic orbit, and then I did the meditation by Sancti, 18-minute guided meditation for breathing, which is great. And then I was doing research on retention and just the powers that came with that. Just trying to understand. I think that's the next level after NoFap, is retention, and trying to cultivate that energy within your body. Because, I did NoFap, and I'm on basically 4 years of NoFap. But that energy is still there, and that's what I noticed fall semester, was my energy was off the hook. I couldn't control it. I know I'm a young guy, but it was tricky to control that energy that builds, when you do NoFap and you retain. And it's like, what do I do? Am I supposed to do breathing? And so that's what I'm learning about. And I'm trying to cultivate that energy, transmute it. But also be confident with that energy, so that way I don't have to resort to closing myself up and kind of doing these socially anxious postures, and trying to look away, and kind of do these things that honestly I think are building my anxiety towards other people, and especially with females. So those are the videos I did research on, and I did make some 4th of July foods. I did a vegetarian veggie burgers, traditional style. I think it was chicken hot dogs or pork hot dogs, and then I did some salad. I did a cornbread, and then I just ate the cornbread. I didn't really notice it too much, but it's got turmeric, so I know that it's gonna benefit me. I think it's good for your mind, possibly. I remember it was like good for something, so I'll just count that as a check. Like, it's good for something. But yeah, so I ended up having the smoothie, and I made it with the apple pie. It was an apple pie smoothie, so it was thick as heck. It had like the flour, the crust. It had the applesauce. So man, that was like one of the thickest smoothies I had. But it was such a sugar high, man, and I didn't come down. It wasn't like I ate a candy bar, I ate sour straws, and then afterwards that the sugar high is there, and then you just come off it and you just feel like, this is like a sugar high from natural apples, from applesauce, no added sugar, bananas. So it's like that nice natural energy that just keeps you going. Like right now, I still feel full. I don't feel like I'm like I crashed. And that's my advice: is try out those smoothies with fruits in it. Check those out, and adjust accordingly. But yeah, so I ended up after that I left about 12:30 to go to Daiso, the Japanese, the dollar store. I was hoping to get some American decorations, flags or something like that. I put a flag up on the garage door. Did it properly. Thanks WikiHow right there. And so it was very quiet on the bus. But I got over Daiso and it was a test, man. Like I'm trying to work on my, like I said, posture, my just trying to be more comfortable around people. And there was a lot of people at Daiso today. I was like, what the heck? I thought it was 4th of July. People don't go out, right? I'm used to staying home. So I was trying to be more confident. And like I said, there was a lot of women. I kid you not that it was like 70-80% women in Daiso. I like Daiso because it's cheap. Everything is pretty much $1.50 apart from a couple items, and there's a lot of great stuff that you can use as a hack to make your life easier. And there's some good quality cheap stuff, but it was tricky because it was like I was trying to pay attention to what I was doing, but I was trying to also be confident so that way I didn't resort to those kind of fearful behaviors around women, trying to like hide away, trying to be like, oh, I can't go down the aisle because there's too many girls. That kind of fearful behavior that I noticed I built. I'm trying to be confident, trying to that, I guess, the masculine energy, right? You stand up straight and you open yourself and you just let it flow, man. You kind of clear your head out and you just know that I'm confident. I don't have to worry about, the situation. There's nothing that's really affecting me. There's nothing that I need to be like, I gotta stay alert. And so I noticed it work a bit, the confidence and just trying to put myself out there. And I did find a couple of good items, a basketball bag, which I was actually looking for. The price I would have paid for something like that at, one of those big chain, sporting good places, probably a lot higher. But Daiso, I found something. Actually had to look around the aisle. Like at first, you go in, you're like, okay, these are the items I need to find. And I had a hard time kind of finding those items. But when I looked through the aisles and I was more mindful of what I was looking at, then I actually found those items. I found a great man bag for the shoulder, so I can carry like bigger items. I have like I don't like to call it a fanny pack, but it looks like it. I put it over it's a strap over my shoulder, but it's mostly for like cosmetic stuff. But this shoulder bag I think will be a lot better to carry like larger items and more at once. I also found a couple, 2 slipper racks that I can use for shoes on the other side of the patio area. Um, and yeah, I ended up leaving. I did try to have a conversation with the cashier. Thanks, Gabe Dog, for that advice. I was shooting hoops, and he was talking about how to communicate more with people, especially with women. And that's to talk with the cashiers, to strike up a conversation, because that's the easiest way, because they're there to serve you. You're going to have to interact with them. And so just had a conversation about the fact that I found, oh, this is a nice bag. So what I said was like, I'm glad I found this bag, because I shoot hoops, and then I I've been shooting hoops, and she mentioned that it's a good thing for the COVID, because people are inside and whatnot. And I said, I've been shooting hoops in Vista, and that yeah, it's a good experience. Some of the hoops, I think I mentioned most of the hoops were there and whatnot. And I think it's just about being comfortable starting that conversation with people in general, to recognize, they're not out there to harm you. It's not like I gotta stay alert, but just to have that natural conversation. Um, and yeah, so I ended up walking back over to the bus, and I waited for a bit, and I made sure to do the kind of the dominant posture on the bus, not to close myself up, be like, oh man, I'm scared of all these people on the bus, but to be open as a guy, your back's that's actually a comfortable position, honestly. When you put your arm on the back of the chair, it's like you kind of spread out, you're like, stretch, it's like a good stretch. um, but yeah, so that's what you do. And I've been trying to catch up with all the research. The NoFap guys have so much great research about melatonin, blockers for smartphones, boron. I did research on how to talk to people, at the mall, noticing that kind of attraction and whatnot. Yeah, so I'm really getting back into the NoFap groove, and it's great because these guys are so educated. It's amazing how much change has been in my life as a result of the NoFap community. But yeah, I came back and I did a bit of walk, but it was pretty warm around about 3 4 o'clock or so, and then I ended up catching the bus back, and I've been cleaning up my room, like I said, letting go of some stuff from the past, specifically from elementary school. I kind of look back and I'm like, I don't think I want to keep this stuff, because I've moved on, and I think I've grown a lot from that time. And it's about moving on. So I did that, and I did delete some music today. I believe I mentioned that earlier. But I got the bus over to shoot some hoots at Luz Duran. Luckily, there was like nobody on the court, so I was actually making some good baskets. I was focusing on videos. I started a video, I believe, it's mostly about retention and about specifically men's health. Regarding the nofap kind of centered idea of about just taking what kind of foods are beneficial for men's health and what are some vitamins that are essential for men's health. So I found a couple. I think they mentioned asparagus, spinach, pumpkin seeds, bananas, oysters. So I'm thinking about specifically buying those when I go to the grocery store and checking those out. To be honest, a lot of the foods I eat already. Oysters, not so much, but like asparagus, I don't really get that on a consistent basis. But I'll check it out at the store. Sunflower seeds, I used to eat. Man, I love sunflower seeds. I mean, the salted ones are so good. There's sunflower kernels. That's what I ate a lot of. Pumpkin seeds, you can find those at the Mexican store, which are really good. Sometimes they're very salty, but I'm going to try to make sure, like, it's going to be a new operation, guys. It's going to be the operation, specifically with men's health. Eat these foods, eat these specific herbs and vitamins. I believe they mentioned ashwagandha, maca root. I've heard of maca root, guys. On the videos, I've heard of so much maca root, it's ridiculous. But yeah, maca root. And there's a couple other ones that I've never heard of before. I got to be careful with this stuff because, I mean, it's like it's one thing to do like calcium, magnesium, and zinc, which I've heard of before, but then you get to ashwagandha. It's like I've never really heard of ashwagandha before. You think of, like, for example, the St. John's wort. It's like, I'm a little sketched out here. So, but I'll just do my research and just kind of understand that. But yeah, guys, I came back. I did a pretty good basketball who's maybe about 30 35 minutes or so, maybe a bit more than that. It's 4th of July, so it's pretty quiet. And then I did a cold shower. So what I wanted to mention was I'm going to try to do 5 minutes of cold shower. I've just been kind of doing what I usually do in the shower. My showers are pretty short, especially when the cold water hits you. You're like, you want to get out of there fast rather than warm shower. Warm shower during the winter, you don't want to get out. It's like you stay in there and it feels so good, man. It's like the temperature outside, the air temperature is like 30 40 degrees, and you stay in that warm shower and you just want to stay in there you want to stay in there for a long time. But then, you get out and that cold air hits you and you're like, oh, I gotta go back in. But like I said, I'm gonna try 5 minutes cold shower. I'm literally gonna focus on a certain area for that cold shower because I don't know why I thought cold shower was good for, like, they talk about urges, because you hit the cold shower and you just you don't think a lot about stuff. But I'm thinking it might be good for testosterone, and it might be good for just the retention part of things. So I'm gonna try that out. The cold shower, specifically concentrate on a certain area, and see if I gain a lot of energy, man. Like I go in the cold shower and I just feel so energized afterwards. Like right now, like I feel energized after taking a cold shower. So you can imagine, you do a cold shower in the morning and then you have that fruit smoothie and then you go on a walk. You're just like building that energy. You're just helping your mind out. So yeah, guys. So it's 4th of July. I'm probably gonna check out the fireworks in about 30 minutes or so. But yeah, today was great. I got to shoot some hoops. Tomorrow I'll go back to Planet Fitness. I'm excited for this new challenge that I'm starting, and this new self development, which is about focusing specifically on men's health, on myself, taking the vitamins, the herbs, the foods, specifically targeting that retention side of things, because I'm past NoFap. For the most part, like I said, I haven't watched any of those films. Those mature films. Yeah, my God, I haven't watched those probably since, man, probably 4 years ago. Beginning 4 years ago, I haven't watched those films. But even then, like I said, I didn't really get into any of that stuff that a lot of the other NoFap guys talk about. I didn't get into that a lot of the hard stuff because I was always worried, like this, I'm online, so But yeah, it's been 4 years, guys. In July, I think mid-July, July 16th, it'll be 4 years. So I'm focusing on retention now. And that's something that I didn't really focus on too much. I was like, okay, I'm getting the benefits of NoFap. I mastered NoFap. I guess that's it. I didn't really realize there was retention. I heard about it, but now I'm going to focus on retention and just cultivating this powerful energy that's within us all, guys, anyways. So I cultivate that energy. I use that energy to become more confident, to achieve my goals, and to just build a more self-aware version of myself. So that's the next part of the journey, is retention, and really just cultivating that energy, making that the most powerful thing. The retention energy. Investing foods, vitamins, and my own savings, because it's going to pay off, dude. It's going to pay off like tenfold because you have that energy and you're able to just cultivate and manifest what you want in your life. And I kid you not, like the last couple days have been insane, just in terms of like the things that have been happening. It's the law of attraction, dude. It's the universe. So if you have faith in yourself, you can accomplish anything, you guys. So I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Day 23, self-transformation challenge will be tomorrow. Today's day 22. Happy 4th of July and America. Peace.